Just letting some people get in here. Hopefully. Hopefully somebody comes into this stream. Not trying to keep everybody waiting watching this afterwards. Well, for anybody who ends up watching this after it's on the channel, basically what this was going to be was just a little video to figure out if any of my subs, new subs, old subs, it doesn't matter, have any ideas for what direction they'd like this channel to go in and what kind of stuff people would like me to cover. So hopefully some people jump in here, because it's pretty boring and pretty lonely in here as of now. But yeah, for anybody who does watch any of my videos, anybody who has subbed to my videos, if you guys have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments section of any videos. If you don't want to leave in the comments section, I'll put my email in here. Also put it somewhere in a video or in this description or something. Hopefully. Get it. Yo, yo. Who just jumped in this? Feel free to let me know. I was trying to let some people get in here. It's kind of lonely as of now. We got one person watching. It's basically just to see what direction my subscribers would like me to go, and probably talk about a few other things, you know what I'm saying. There's always so much shit going on this earth that there's always something to talk about. So yeah, what's up, Thomas? How you doing, bro? Living the dream, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, even though that holiday, you know, we just destroyed Native American lives, killed, poisoned, you know, all that. But hopefully yours was good. Man, it's kind of lonely, I'll tell you that. I was hoping, you know, usually I've had pretty good luck with my live streams. Good to hear, good to hear. I've usually had pretty good luck with live streams, you know, being as small of a channel as I am. Usually I at least have like 10 people jump in, typically. Maybe I should share. Yeah, let's do that. Share this on Facebook. There we go. Good. I was telling Thomas, you know, I'm trying to keep it nothing too crazy yet, because I'm trying to let people jump in before I get going too much, because once people jump in, you know, yeah, no kidding, I'm pretty happy about it, you know. It surprised me that, I mean, I'm in no means like a big channel by any means am I big, but it took quite the jump from what it was, you know. I had like 60 subscribers, and then one day suddenly it jumped up to like, what, 235? I was pretty surprised to see that. I think it was mostly because of the "We Do Not Consent" from Richie from Boston, you know. And then Richie kind of liked a few of my videos, and it got my name out there a little bit. I do, actually, Thomas. Yes, I think there will be quite the big false flag coming. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've checked out quite a few of your videos of yours too. Definitely some good sky footage there. I will be honest. I was under the I was getting the wrong idea there for a minute with a few things you said. 5D sky. I think I took a lot of it the wrong way. But Thomas, yeah, man, if you're still in here, yeah, I totally think there is a pretty massive false flag coming. With the chemtrails, see, nobody really knows. A lot of people are just assuming, you know what I mean? And it's due to the chemicals that have been shown that are in them, mainly. You know, like when it comes to boron, strontium, sulfuric acid, aluminum oxide, those alone are pretty toxic things. And I get that. I know what you mean by that. But see, with the sky sports, I don't think that the pilots would go through and bombard in an area where, you know, they know there's skydiving tourism, or somewhere where there's like a minor airport where a bunch of minor, like, amateur pilots are flying or anything. And I think a lot of these chemtrail tankers, I feel that a lot of them are pretty high in altitude before they start really bombarding anybody. There's quite a few it could be unseen right now, you know? I'm not saying you're wrong, so don't think that. I'm just saying that I definitely believe these things are hella bad, because me personally, I live in a metropolis area. I mean, I don't live in it, but I'm just north of a major metropolis. Okay, so if you know Columbus, like if you know where Columbus, Ohio is, you know, I'm just north of Columbus. So I'm in a pretty big area. And we get bombarded here. Like, that's how I started my channel, was literally recording chemtrails. And I'll tell you, man, like, we have been bombed with chemtrails here. Bombed! Not only that, but I mean, these, you know, they're brutal here, and I feel like being where I'm at, I can see it a lot. Hold on, I'm trying to read that. Well, those also are not very high. I mean, I have a lot of hang gliders here where I'm at too, and I think a lot of them typically try to do that stuff on very clear days. You know what I mean? So like, if a hang glider pilot sees a bunch of overcast looking skies, I don't think he's gonna go fly up there. At least from what I've seen personally. Hot air balloons, same way. It's usually very, very, yeah, bombarded, huh? Well, see, like with my 5D Sky claims, you know, that they think there would be a lot more people speaking out about it, because a lot of people would be getting poisoned a lot more than what is being said. But I know from my experience in the metropolis area I'm in that I used to never get sick, like ever. I was never ever sick, never got sick. You know, I'd never go to the doctor. But yet, for some reason, when the chemtrails and the geoengineering picked up here in my area, I've been basically sick nonstop. And I mean it, sick nonstop. And I swear, man, it's the chemtrails. I really feel that way. I feel very strongly that chemtrails are to blame. I also feel that it's basically, I've been sick and it's not going to stop. It just continues. And who knows? I mean, you know, some mixes might not be anything. I mean, it could be just like a fog machine. Who knows? You know, but other mixes, to keep everybody like, to keep everybody wondering, ringing ears. I get that a lot also. But, you know, the powers that be and the people that do these sort of things, I feel that they would, you know, spray some one time that wouldn't be bad at all. And then other times, there's horrible mixtures, you know, the compounds they're spraying. You know, I'm a firm believer that Morgellons syndrome comes straight out of the sky because it's a disease that nobody knows where it came from, one. Two, people grow these nanofibers right out of their bodies, and then doctors call it delusion, parasitic delusions, and then these people are still pulling the stuff out of their bodies. Right, exactly. There's different compounds and different mixtures. You can watch one wing of one plane spray this over here, and then a separate compound mixture being sprayed on the other side. You know what I mean? You can see it. And if you're unsure about that or haven't seen that for yourself, I'll give a shout out. Go over to Mike Decker, that channel here on YouTube. His name is Mike Decker. And yeah, I do believe that man has a Nikon P900. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, he gets great footage, you know what I mean? And the wings, like the left wing might be spraying something real thick and cloudy, but then the right wing spraying something real tight, like real tight mixture that doesn't spread very much. Then you got like the DNA spray, what he calls it, you know what I mean? And they have fast dissipating, and then they have slow lasting chem mixes that stay there all day. And I don't know if anybody else saw it, but Richie had a video out the other day, and he actually talked about a story that he found online somewhere, and it was talking about how he was talking about how the nights nights are getting shorter due to the lights on Earth reflecting back down from the sky and making it brighter during the night. Well, you know, if they actually are trying to block the sun with solar geoengineering and not just poison us or whatever the case may be, of course, the reflective mix that they spray in the sky is going to reflect light from Earth back down to Earth, you know, and vice versa. It reflects sunlight away, it reflects daylight or artificial light of the Earth back down, you know. It would go both ways. Also, a lot of this video here, I was going to be asking for some ideas. They do have mind control. I mean, look at like yeah, everybody should know. All you got to do is look up in the air and you can see it, you know what I mean? You can see the difference between con and chemtrails. You can see, you know what? Actually, I'm going to say this right now. They do it from planes. I've also heard that geoengineering and chemtrails are sprayed from boats, whether or not that's true, and I'm not talking about that dumbass video on YouTube that shows the boat leaving the little white trail behind it or whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about up top, the boat has like mass condensation looking clouds pouring out of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, does that mean it's geoengineering? No, not at all. It could be, but who knows? Technically, nobody. So, I'm going to say it right now. I think, I'm actually surprised that they don't geoengineer from train cars. Honestly, why wouldn't they? They do it everywhere else. They do it off boats, possibly. They do it off planes and jets. Well, railroad tracks, you know, if you think about it, they're not always right there where people are. So, I'm sure they'll have some way of spraying it from trains here soon, too. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Right, exactly. They have those little stands, you know, those little poles out of the ground in Cali, and they pop open and they diffuse and look like incense burners, like leaking out smoke. And that, you know, they create storms, more or less rain. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm surprised that they don't do it from the back of train cars, or like they don't do it off of boats more often. I mean, we have the wet surface air coolers at NASA, and those things, man, that's not chemtrails, but I would still consider it a form of geoengineering, mainly just due to the fact that a wet surface air cooler kicks on, and next thing you know, it's pouring rain somewhere. The wet surface air cooler I'm talking about, mainly, is the one at Stennis Space Center in Mobile, Mississippi. You know, they fired that thing up. Richie covered it. I covered it. They fired that thing up August 30th, which was, what, 5 days after Harvey hit Texas? Started decimating Texas. Wet surface air cooler kicked on at Mobile, Mississippi, Stennis Space Center. And next thing you know, yeah, it's pouring 60 inches of rain. Like, what the hell, man? BBC's covered it. All these other people have talked about it. And surely enough, NASA's firing it, and it's going. Sorry. Who's all in the chat right now in this video? Say what's up. I know Thomas and my 5D Skies in here, but who are the other three that just joined in? Ashley, what's up? How you doing? Oh my God, did you guys hear that? That was a effing pothole. Jesus. Hell yeah. Glad to hear it, man. Thank you for that. And yeah, I'll be right there. Who we got here? Colorado Vegan, is that what that says? What's up? No shit, did you see that? Man, Delaware County potholes. If you don't know where it is, it's called Delaware County, Ohio. That's basically where I reside. It's not technically where I live, but it's south of where I live, and it's basically where I'm at all the time. Oh my God, these potholes. Yeah, no kidding, right? Don't worry about the potholes, guys, because here soon, cities will be smart cities, and the roads will be able to tell the government or the workers when a pothole forms because of the nano smart dust that is going to be laid in streets. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to be completely ridiculous with the ideas and thoughts and the inventions and the technology that's being released every day now. It's getting to be absolutely insane. Yeah, it is. I actually recorded a video earlier on the AI thing, more of it. Sorry, I was getting a phone call, so if it happens again, if you guys will just stay in, it'll only take a second. I was getting a phone call from my lady, and I accidentally hit ignore, but if she calls back, I might just answer it. You guys might be able to hear it. I don't know. I've never had this happen in a live stream on the phone, so I don't know. I wish I could screen share during my live streams on the phone, but that's not possible apparently, and I've looked through numerous apps and numerous ways of trying, still cannot get it to work. So I apologize. But no, back to my point, the thing I was saying. Elon Musk just came out from this like conference talk that they had and said that AI is here, and it's almost certainly here to eradicate humans. I filmed earlier a video on it, and I only planned on the video being at most 20 minutes long, but it ended up being more like 35. So I went ahead and deleted it. Like I said, I'm very picky about things I do typically, and if I get real stuttery or really like off topic, or I don't relay the message I'm trying to relay to my like standard, or I feel like it's not good enough, I delete it and I don't even mess with it. There's no editing, chopping, cutting parts out, putting other parts in. I don't do any of that. Not typically. I've made like 1 or 2 actual videos that had been edited, and it's with the KineMaster app that you always see it at the top right corner, that little watermark. This video was made with KineMaster. So if anybody has any tips or ideas on good video editing software for phones, feel free to let me know. I'm Android. But yeah, like the title of this video says, I was thanking all my newest subscribers because we took a little spike up again. You know what I'm saying? Pretty awesome. But I'm also doing this live stream to see if anybody has any ideas on anything specific that they would like me to cover, because you know what I mean? I'm trying to keep my subs happy, trying to oh my lord, I am so sorry guys. Yeah, so is anybody still in this chat? I got all kinds of craziness going on this phone right now. If you are still here in this chat, let me know please. I would appreciate it greatly. I had my phone break, and I made it very clear, I think, in some of my videos, that my phone broke, and then it was covered under warranty, and then from that point on, I went to go get the new phone, and Verizon's like, oh, never mind, sorry, the screen's broken. Well, that was the original problem, Verizon, and they're like, well, it's actually cracked now, so it's no longer under warranty, right? What? What? Are you kidding me? So, yeah, that happened, and then, that was an issue. Yeah, I'm back. But, yeah, so, then that happened with Verizon. They're like, oh, well, now it's, yeah. I got a bill, and it's like $300. And I'm like, dude, are you shitting me? And then with the new way Verizon does their thing now, you have to go in, get your phone, right? And then after you get the phone, it charges like $20 to each bill now, or like 10 or 15 or $20 or whatever it is for that specific phone. I have I think it's a G5, LG G5. I think that's what it is. LG with the one eye symbolism and whatnot. Yeah, and it's absolutely absurd. Phone companies are an absolute racket. I can tell you that. Like, oh my lord, absolute racket. I mean, look at the way they do things. You know what I mean? It's just $300 bill after telling me my phone was covered under warranty. Now it's a $300 bill that I'm paying. Like, dude, F you Verizon. F you Verizon, completely and totally. What can you do, right? I mean, I kind of need a phone if I want to put videos on YouTube. I kind of need a phone if I want to communicate with family, my lady, and, Anybody else out there? Yeah, they are too. And then, that's the best part. Speaking of Sprint and Nextel, they had that little merger, right? So Sprint and Nextel merged. One bought the other. And then, you have AT&T go buy T-Mobile, or whatever way that happened, or vice versa. I can't remember exactly. But you know what I'm saying? So then, let's say 10 separate phone carrier companies are now just, how many? Like 4. 4 major companies. Cricket. Who's Cricket a subsidiary of? Exactly. I thought we had laws against monopolies in this country. You know what I'm saying? Psych. Nope, not here. I looked at, speaking of monopolies and subsidiaries and whatnot, you guys know Monsanto. I mean, if you're on this channel, more than likely, you know who Monsanto is. If not, I've actually tried to record about 10 videos that I planned on making. I've literally recorded like 10 separate videos on Monsanto, and then none of them end up being good enough for me, so I end up deleting them every time. But if you look at Monsanto, and you look at the merger for like $16 billion or whatever the hell it was this big merger between Monsanto and Bayer, like Bayer, Bayer Aspirin, that company. This merger they just did, it was at the beginning of this year, but that merger happened, and now those two companies are one company. So with that, if you look at the companies Bayer owns or has the rights of, or the companies that like Bayer is behind or backs or whatever you want to call it, subsidiaries of Bayer, I don't know. They have so many, literally wide as these. So that means at least 26, but it's more than that. Like, there's a list of all the companies that are directly under Bayer. It's unbelievable. I have never seen so much BS in my life. Speaking of Bayer, Monsanto, those two companies, now one company. I still need to make a video about it, so I think I'll try to do that. Everybody that has looked into Monsanto has heard about the Monsanto Dirty Dozen. But it's more like Baker's Dozen, or even more than that. I mean, now Monsanto literally is the cause of so many issues. So, let me know if you think I should make a video on that. I mean, I probably will regardless, just because they are a big part in our lives, whether you know it or not. 90% of the foods and GMOs that people find themselves eating on a daily basis is directly from one of the two. And if it's not from either Monsanto or Bayer, it's from Syngenta, DuPont, Syngenta, DuPont, there's a few of them. It's called the Big Six. They call them the Big Six companies of the Big Six agro giant companies, like agrochem giants. And yeah, Bayer, Monsanto, DuPont, Syngenta. There's one that's like an abbreviation. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, man, they're scumbags. All those companies, they've literally produced more poisons and more toxic products than like any other company on the earth. And it's absolutely insane when you look at the chemicals, Just makes you wonder. You go through and look at the list of people that work at Monsanto, and now Monsanto and Bayer. You go through and look at the list of people that work there, and then look at where else they've worked or where else they work now. We're talking USDA workers also work as executives at Monsanto. The USDA, that's who certifies organic foods. So, I mean, really, are we even ever getting anything organic when you think you're buying organic? Because the USDA has numerous scandals under their belt. Not only does the USDA have numerous scandals, yes, it is. Right. Yeah. About the biggest, you know what I mean? And just when you think it doesn't get worse, it does. Because the USDA has workers that work at DuPont, Monsanto, Bayer, or whoever else, and that big six agrochemical giants, those companies. And then if it's not the USDA that has all the numerous scandals as it is, it's, you know, the EPA or the FDA or the White House, because numerous people from the White House also work at Monsanto. You know, Hillary Clinton's was one of the executives at Monsanto, who also is a board member at one of the most polluting companies on the earth, who operates under 200 names worldwide, Walmart. So, I mean, it's like not just a two-way conflict of interest. It's like a triangle of conflict of interests. You know what I mean? It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely insane. You know, you have like the commerce people from the White House, like one of the commerce guys also worked for Monsanto. Yeah, exactly. They cover it all, you know? It's an umbrella and it literally covers all the shit. Like, they produce the GMOs, but they also manage the company that says whether or not it is a GMO or is not. So, how do you trust that? Where do you go from there? You have nowhere to go. You got to eat, you know what I'm saying? So then you look at things like, I say this all the time. I don't think I've put it in a video yet, but I feel very strongly about this. You know, we all think we own stuff. Like, okay, so I bought this patch of land here and I built a house on it. This is my land. You know, back in the day, you couldn't vote unless you owned land, right? So, who actually thinks you own land nowadays? Because you don't. It's the saddest thing. You know, you think you own it, your house is on it, but you don't own it. You know what I mean? You still pay land tax on it, property tax, whatever it's called. Yeah. You know, and then let's say that, you know, oh, what? The scumbag, right. The scumbag leaders of this country and the scumbag leaders, I guess, of the world, let's say they want that patch of land because they need to build a freeway system, or, you know, they need to build a military base or something. They can come in and take it. And then if you say no, they'll sue you. And then instead of paying you for your land, they're suing you. You're paying them while they dick you and take your land. So, I mean, we live in an absolute evil system. I mean, that's without a doubt. But the point that I'm making with this, you know, you get taxed on your so-called land you own. You get taxed in the city I live in for sewage tax, right? So when I say sewage, that includes, but not limited to, the rainwater that falls down onto the roof of your house, runs down your shingles or down your roof, into your gutters, down your gutters, into the street, right? You get taxed for that rainwater that goes to the street and into the sewage. So you're getting taxed for a natural thing, you know, rainwater, but you can't save rainwater. You get taxed for it, that, you know, whatever hits your house. So let's say you put a big cistern. Is that what it's called? I think so. One of the big tanks that you can save rainwater with. Let's just say you're doing that. Well, then you'll get charged for saving rainwater because you're not getting taxed on it because it's not going to the street anymore. You're saving your rainwater. Even if you're not drinking it and you're just watering flowers, you're not allowed to do that in a lot of places. People have gone to jail for it. So, you save rainwater, you get in trouble. Rain hits your house, you get taxed for it. Exactly, that's what I was getting at. So, I always say this to people in person when I'm talking to them about shit like this. I always say, you get taxed for the rainwater that hits your roof, you get taxed for this and that, you know. The American citizen is taxed at least 35 to about 55, depending on who you are, 35 to 60%, let's say. Because, you know, wealthy people can get tax deductions and tax cuts, you know, but the people that struggle, middle class people like most of us are, you know, We get smashed and we get dicked by the long, hard dick of the IRS all the time. You know what I mean? So, when it comes to breathing, here soon, it's going to be, they've sprayed our atmosphere or our atmosphere so much that it's no longer natural atmosphere, whatever you want to call it. It's no longer natural. Now, it's man-made because we have changed it to benefit humans, right? That's what it'll end up being. And then they're going to say, oh, well, because we have put this in here and because we put that in there, we are now charging a tax rate on your breathing. Wait, what? How? Well, see, you take an average person on any given day, takes an average of, let's say, 350,000 breaths a week, let's just say. Nobody knows if this is even close, but let's just say that. You take 350,000 breaths every week on average, right? Well, what we did was we took that breath and multiplied it by the tax rate of X, and this is your tax rate, right? But you can get tax write-offs if you have things like asthma because, they struggle to breathe, and if you have certain lung sicknesses in this year, you can write that off also. It wouldn't surprise me if it came down to that sometime. I mean, really. It's just, it's crazy, you know what I mean? It's crazy what we're living in right now. The AI, the D-Waves, the ITERs, the, Google, the Facebook, the Instagrams, all of the social medias for that matter, And then you go from that to the Walmart, to the Monsantos, to... yeah, you know what I mean? Wouldn't surprise me none if they did that. Wouldn't even slightly surprise me. Well, we're going to tax you to breathe. Sorry, guys. But since you have asthma, you fight for your breath, we'll write you off a little bit. We'll deduct a little bit of tax on you for that. It's just crazy. You get taxed on gas. You get taxed on cigarettes, which, I smoke. Not everybody does. That's my choice, But at the same time, it's triple taxed, cigarettes. And actually, fun little fact, look at cigarette companies. They're companies that literally destroy life. Me now, I've been smoking for years, okay? And I started way back in the day. Right now, I'm not, I'm 28 right now, so, even if I started at 18, I've been smoking 10 years. But it was before that. It was more like 14 or 13 or some shit. But anyways, the point is, I've steadily watched cigarette price and cigarette tax go up like crazy. Exactly. You know what I mean? And did you see that video that Richie put up with the hexagram? The hexagram like glares off the sun. Did you see that? That shit was wild. A glare that comes off as like that perfect hexagram. Yeah, I would say that's from that hexagram solar simulator. That would be my guess, right? Just crazy. You hearing this belt over here? This shit's driving me insane. Oh, no kidding. Okay, I'll check him out. I don't know if I even know who that is, actually. I'll just have to search for it. Did you see? Oh, no. You guys didn't see it because I didn't, Yeah. Because originally, Richie thought that it was a camera artifact. Remember, he, redacted that video he put out a while back, like a few months ago, because he was like, well, this lady proved that it was just an artifact from the camera. Cheaper cameras have the artifacts, more expensive don't. Come to find out, it's not an artifact from a camera. Come to find out, it might actually just be solar simulator hexagons. The hexagon mirrors literally leaving that shape right in the so-called, what we think, sun. Right. Yeah, he straight redacted it. Richie plugged him. What do you mean? Huh. Like, what do you mean he plugged him though? Like, as in, like, shouted him out? Like, got him? Or like, oh, you mean like linked to it or something? Sorry, I must be a jackass. I wasn't catching what that meant. No, you're good. You're good. That's cool. Man, I was honestly, I was hoping. You're old, yeah, right. No, probably not. The picture doesn't look old. Just saying. No, I was hoping. I'm trailing right behind you, 28. I'll be 30, or I mean, I'll be 29 in February, and then 30 in 2 years from now. So I'm right behind you. I always say it like. I always used to say when I was a kid, like, oh man, I want to be 18 so I can do this, or I want to be 20, 21 so I can do this. And everybody's like, no, you want to stay the age you are. Like, you want to grow up slow. And I'm like, nah, I want to be older right now. And then, you hit 25 and you're like, holy shit. Those people were right. Time flies by. And then you're like, wow. I'm 40. What the hell happened, right? So, I always say it like, damn, man. I feel like I was, 17 last week. Now I'm damn near 30. Like, say it all the time. Like, yeah, it's a madness, isn't it? It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And, I don't even know. Nowadays, it's hard to even talk to people nowadays, you know what I mean? Because if you're in tune with what's around you at all, most people are not. Like, I've come to the conclusion, oh, hey, I ain't there. Shit, I don't have kids. It's going to be a while, too, probably. I can honestly say that. And you look at like, yeah, same here. My family, I mean, they don't think I'm crazy anymore because, I mean, I've been doing it for years, I used to, fun fact about me, when I was still in high school, which I just had my 10-year high school reunion a few months ago, actually. So when I was still in high school, I would get out of school and I would drive to my local library. I would get online and I would start researching whatever hit me that day, whether it was secret societies, the 13 bloodlines and mockery of the 12 disciples, or whether it's, I don't know, the inner workings of Masonry, or, anything along those lines. HARP. I used to research HARP a lot when I first heard of that. I was stunned, blown away when I heard about that. And once I read into it, not a doubt in my mind that we used it, right? So I would get out of high school, go straight to my library, and research this stuff. So I had a notebook that was damn near completely full of conspiracy-related shit. And I planned on writing a book, honestly. That was what I wanted to do for a long time. I really wanted to write just a book, had a plethora of conspiracy theories in it. That's what I wanted to do. And then one day I was driving I had a little S10, little Chevy S10. Now I drive a Ranger. No, seriously, I've been going through it. Like, been telling people, 9/11's what did it. When 9/11 happened, I was, so that happened in 2001. I was like 11, 12 years old because I'm an 89 baby. So, 01, when 9/11 happened, the only reason I knew what those trade centers were was because I was a hardcore gamer, still am. I almost made a second YouTube channel to stream video games. And I knew what the trade centers were just because of SimCity. I think it was called SimCity 3000. And I used to play it, and you could build landmarks. So I would always build the trade centers in my cities on SimCity. And I woke up the day that 9/11 happened, that Tuesday morning. I just so happened to skip school because I never went to school either. I was a truant kid, you know, very truant kid, very crazy kid. So I happened to stay home that day, woke up to my mother screaming, like freaking the F out, that a terrorist attack happened and that I was not leaving the house and all this and that. You know what I mean? Most people did that. Like, I'm not in the big area. I ain't in New York. I ain't in LA. You know, I'm not in Miami. Nothing big and massive. I'm north of Columbus. Like, nothing's going to happen here. But when that happened, I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I didn't know what to say. But it went by, I'd say about a full year went by, and I started hearing that it was an inside job. And I was like, I wonder why people would say that. I wonder what would get people to say that. So then I started looking into it. And I was like a freshman, maybe still in middle school. I don't know. My timeline's all messed up from being a drug addict. My life is a blur, the whole center. Like, I remember when I was real young and in elementary school, and I remember once I graduated. But that, all in between that, just a blur of drugs and anything else that you could think go in that hand. Yeah, I agree with that. A lot of people think, you know, those planes were there. I'm like, dude, nobody in New York even saw planes. Like, unless you're listening to the news interviews. But if you're not listening to news interviews and you talk to the people or hear from the people, none of them saw the planes. But yeah, you know, so I used to go and research all this stuff like every day, right after high school, and had a notebook, had it full. Planned on writing a book with all my notes, and I left my book bag sit in my truck in the back of the bed of my S10, and I didn't have any cover or any cap for the bed, and it rained, and I opened that notebook again, and that rain literally smeared every page. I mean, 4 years of notes gone. You know, 9/11's what woke me up, and it's what woke a lot of people up. Yeah, it was terrible. I was so pissed. So pissed. I couldn't even believe it. Just stunned. Mind blown. But yeah, so like, I haven't taken as many notes because, you know, with the technology we have now, I was capable of saving stuff, PDFs or, you know, certain books from other people or whatever. I was able to save that stuff. But, I mean, I still have notes, just not like it used to be. And a lot of it now, I kind of memorized quite a bit of things, or used to have it memorized. And I kind of fell out of preaching the conspiracy world to people there for a while because of the shit I was getting from my family or whoever. And so I kind of slowed it down and fell out of it for maybe a year, just rounding, I don't know. I mean, I still believed it, you know, I still talked about it to, like, close friends, but, like, as to other people that I don't know or other people that are older than myself, yeah, you know, it's just, everything's crazy. It's so nuts. And, yeah, I mean, I got back into it hard, and like I said, I'd always been preaching it to people, and so finally I'm like, man, I need to start a YouTube channel. And I was watching Richie's channel, Hardcore. So yeah, it was totally Richie that inspired me to start mine, which most of you know that if you've been subbed to this channel for any longer than a week. You probably know that. You see the haircut, y'all? Cut the hair. It was driving me insane. Had to. Just playing. Nah, but yeah. Man, I wasn't gonna make this that long, but whatever, right? We don't need a lot of people. We just need the people in this channel that will watch and talk, so that's cool. Who's the second person even in here? Ashley, I know you're in here. Thomas, I think Thomas Todd was in here for the beginning, but he might have got out after I received my phone call. I'm not sure. It says 2 people, 2 thumbs up, but that's just what my phone says. And shit, last time I did a live stream, that thing was asked out wrong. Start calling you the United States government. What? Rotate device, I can't check it vertically. What a bitch. Yeah. So, Ashley, you have any ideas on anything you'd like me to cover? Anything that you think I should cover that has not been covered? If so, let me know. I try to ask people, or try to ask my subscribers, at least every now and again, because you guys are the ones who subbed, and you guys are the ones who watch me, so figured cover videos and topics that you guys like, and that'll keep everybody happy. And I'll still do whatever, I mean, obviously we have like minds, all of us, because that's why we're all subbed to Richie more than likely, and why Richie subs are subbing to myself also. So, but if there is any ideas or anything that people do want covered, please feel free to let me know in any comment section or in an email. I tried to put my email up in a few videos. It's not in many, but it's in the other live stream, I do believe. I can throw it in this one also. Yeah, just, a lot of subscribers have very, very good topics, and a lot of subscribers are very bright people, and being those people, being very awake people, being very aware people definitely helps. So if you guys ever have anything you want covered, or any ideas, or anything you think needs to be covered or addressed, please feel free to let me know. In the Mandela effect, Richie, from what I understand, when Richie talks about it, he doesn't believe it. But, like, for me personally, I know for a fact that there was movies I would watch back in the day with my sister, and I remembered the movie, even my sister, like, we discussed it before, like, not as the Mandela effect, but before anybody knew what it was called. Like, there was movies I've watched, and I would see it this way, and then we'd watch the movie again, and it's like the movie's there's like a whole different movie, like, section, a whole cut section added in that was never there. And I'm like, there are director's cuts, there are deleted scenes, but this is long before DVDs came out. Like, this is with VCR tapes, and I'm like as a child, I remember, like, thinking to myself, like, if you watch a movie so many times, does it change? Like, is there other options? I was a kid, I didn't know, but that's what I thought. I was like, dude, these movies have changed, like, they're different. Damn it, phone calls, man. Yeah, that's what I felt like. I was like, man, it must be like after you watch it 100 times that you start getting the secondary way it happens or plays out, It must take a different, like, turn or something. And it wasn't even like anything major like plot twists. It was more like camera angles, or I don't know. It was just really strange. And I remember because my sister said something to me, and I was already thinking it. And my sister's younger than me, but she's very observant also. And boom, just like that, we're blown away. I mean, very observant. I'm a pretty observant person, typically. The Aquarius in me. That February stuff. Being an Aquarius, you very, very observant, typically, from what I've noticed with myself and other Aquarians who are like-minded. Very rebellious. You read anything about an Aquarius, it always says freedom fighter, or peacekeeper, or political reformer, or dream jobs, and very rebellious, marches to the beat of their own drums. And I'd have to say, it's very, very true. So, yeah. Holding it down for the February birthdays, right? Yeah. Man. But, so, who else is in here? Who's number 2? I just want to know. Number 2, who are you? Yeah, I think I'll throw my email in here for anybody who does end up watching it later, or for either of you two that I don't know who the second one is. Have any ideas, feel free to shoot me an email and give me a topic or a video idea. Oh, okay, cool. What's up? You've been here this whole time, huh? Appreciate that. I hope I'm not boring you with the randomness or the very sporadicness that I tend to have happen to me when I speak. I'm very sporadic, so yeah, if you guys, watch a video from me and you're like, oh man, we're talking about chemtrails, and then next thing you know, I'm talking about like gay turtles from the ocean due to BPA, you know why. Just very sporadic. Just craziness, It must be all the fluoride, all the aluminum oxide, yeah. I'm sick of it! Gay frogs! Alex Jones's gay ass. God. I guess I shouldn't have said that, considering the world can see this. Gay as in lame, not gay as in gay, but whatever. Who cares? The world's so crazy now, I could probably get sued for that. Yeah, no kidding. And he's a jackass, too. Oh my God. Have you seen that video where he's talking about the police? You and those police glasses scare me so bad. Have you seen that? Dude's like going ape shit. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I watched that shit and I started like crying laughing because it's so unbelievable. And it's not good because he makes all of us look absolutely insane. But yeah, it is hilarious. His Time Warner owned ass. Yeah, look for it. He's talking about cops. He's talking about cops in one. He's talking about gay frogs in another. He's talking about. This is so funny because the one time he's like, "You scare me so bad," and like freaking the F out, and it is hysterical. Actually, speaking of gatekeepers and yeah, exactly, controlled ops. And just absolute paid fools. Speaking of conspiracy theorists and whatnot, I like to consider people like ourselves truth seekers or truth speakers. Shit, you can even throw truth spiller in there if you'd like, because we spill the truth, spilling the beans everywhere. But speaking of conspiracy theorists, I have an article up in my browser right now. And it's talking about Planet X a few days ago, like before Thanksgiving. And it's like, did you call off work today? Are you a conspiracy theorist that thought the world was going to end today due to some rogue planet that NASA just cannot seem to find, but everybody else knows it's real? Like, talking about Planet X, of course. And apparently, this article wants to make it seem that, millions of conspiracy theorists just quit their jobs and quit functioning as a whole in society and were prepping for Planet X and all the seismic activity it was supposed to bring with it. So I have the article. It pissed me off, man. Like, conspiracy theorists, they all believe the earth was going to end, and guess what? The earth is still spinning today, right now, as this article is typed. Well, guess what? Joke's on you, assholes. The earth ain't spinning. Boom! Facial! But, you know what I mean? Like, regardless, doesn't matter. Flat earth, round earth, doesn't matter. The point is, it's trying to make conspiracy theorists look absolutely insane and absolutely terrible. And that article succeeded. So, I planned on making a video on that also. Actually started one and deleted that too. Either an EMP or What does any, that's, you know, sorry. It makes me wonder because, you know, I was a Planet X believer. If you guys don't know who the band Hed, P-E, is, it's H-E-D and then P-E, and it stands for Hed, Planet Earth. Now that band, every time they came to Columbus, I'd seen them live, okay? I mean, I've seen them live 15 times. I mean it, like, love them. Heavy, but every album's different. Like, one time it sounds reggae and rapish. One time, the CD is heavy as could be. Well, they have one CD called Truth Rising, right? And the front of the CD album art is a big eagle. Well, what people think is an eagle or a phoenix, you know, because that's what it is. It's the phoenix on the front with an American flag at its feet, and it's on fire, you know. The album's called Truth Rising, and the first song, oh my God, like the intro and the first song is so brutally heavy and so brutally savage. I might have to get a link and put it in this video just so you guys can hear it. Like, oh my God, gives me chills, okay? I was a big time follower. I loved it. Conspiracy music #1, man. Like, dude is all up for it. His name's Jared. I've met him. That's the singer of this band. He's a black guy, got long dreads, always painted his face white, always did random shit. Had a DJ in the band that looked homeless. Like, dude, seen him repeatedly, love the band, heavy, they rap, they do it all. But I'm telling you, man, like, that CD, Truth Rising, gives me chills because it's so heavy and it's just so, like, boom, like, oh my God. So, yeah, I think I'm going to put a link somewhere in this video or the next one or something. But forget where I was going with that. No, he has a song on that CD, Truth Rising, or on that CD of Truth Rising. It's called Planet X, right? And like the hook, it's like, the sky's falling. And it sits there and talks about Planet X, and it's really heavy, like fast song. It's sweet as could be. I was a firm believer in Planet X. So when I heard that, I was like, oh my Lord, like, what? You know, saw them live, they played it live, and I loved every second of it. You know, and then it has documentaries, like the audio from documentaries in the CD. Like, I know for a fact one of the people in that CD that is used in audio file, like, or whatever, is Stephen Greer. About, you know, we have contact, like, right in the middle of some of the songs, you know. But now I don't believe in extraterrestrials, you know. Now I don't believe in Planet X. But the reason I started going through all this rant was because of wormwood. What is wormwood? That's something I do not know. Maybe I have to make a video about that, do some hardcore research for like 3 days and figure it out, because that's more religious or Bible related, isn't it? Anybody know? Feel free to throw it in here, because I'm not entirely sure. But I've been looking, or I've been like kind of wondering or kind of wanting to look into it. Just haven't, you know. Life happens. You work 40 hours a week, or, you know, you do this, you do that, you got to handle this, you got to handle that. So I haven't been able to do it. But if anybody has like a little gist of what wormwood is, throw it in the chat. Okay. See, I thought like, from what I've heard in other videos and whatnot, yeah, same here, you know. I have no clue what it is. None. And from what I've understood, it's like the Bible's version of Planet X is what I've heard. Whether or not that's true, I do not know. That's just what I've heard. Tell you what, man, I really like doing live streams. You know, it's like you get to know the people that are subbed to your channel when they show up, you know? So, like, Ashley, I think you've been in almost every single... I think you've been in, actually, every single one of my live streams, as a matter of fact. Kelly is another one that's been in, I think, almost every one. I don't know if she's here now, but the majority, yeah. It's pretty awesome, so I appreciate it. Well, thank you. I'm a big fan of Richie, so it's pretty awesome, you know. Did you see that video I put up that other subscriber of mine made? She subs to both Richie and myself. Her name's Moral Compass. Did you see that video? She like took my video and then took Richie's video and merged them. The We Do Not Consent one. I was pretty impressed with that. I can tell you that. I was stunned. I was like, holy, wow, that's an awesome video. Thank you so much. But then I couldn't get it to upload on my channel until like 2 weeks after the We Do Not Consent started. But, you know it. We all still do not consent, so therefore it's still relevant. Yeah, I was pretty impressed. I was like, wow, I can't do that. Shit. I'm lucky if I can even make a video, let alone edit it. I get so damn sidetracked and so sporadic, I have to delete every video because I'm not satisfied with the damn thing. I'm like, dude, this video sucks. I'm like, damn it. And then I end up deleting it, you know. It's a terrible, vicious cycle I find myself in. I bet this certified parking lot I'm sitting in is like, I'm a nervous dude. I've been a very nervous dude. It's just like, I'm like, man, I don't know anybody in the world. Like, I have like 3 people that are close to me. 3, 4, 5 people that, you know, I actually care what they think. Like, as for the rest of the world, fuck them. Sorry. But, I mean, that's, you know, typically how I felt. Especially when I was a drug addict, man. When I was a drug addict, I was a brutal, savage mofo. You know what I mean? I was. So, like, me now being, like, clean and, like, living pretty decent compared to what I used to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, people don't like me now. They have no idea what I was 5 years ago. Brutal dude, man. Did a lot of shit. So it's like, whatever. That's just where I find myself, you know. But I'm pretty nervous, dude. You know, like, when it comes to, like, doing things in groups, I go to concerts because you know, music's like, I love it. But at the same time, like, certain concerts, if it's not something I can, like, completely and totally relate to, I'm nervous as shit. Bars, nah, can't do it. I hate it. The bar scene, like going out and drinking, don't do it. I hate it. I get so hungover as is, and like just bars. Yeah, I feel you. Like, see, I stopped smoking weed, I stopped drinking, and I stopped doing drugs. Like, you know, I said it, I think, in my last live stream, you know, just trying to be transparent with all my subs, just so they know. You know, I was a raging heroin addict, IV use, you know, I did it all. I'd bang heroin in my jugular. Like, I mean, I did it all, man. Mix it, shoot it up, crack, coke, heroin, did it all. You know, and if I didn't have that, you best believe I was snorting Xanax, snorting Opanis, snorting Dilaudid, Perks. It did not matter. I was a drug addict, okay? And I mean, I drank heavy, I smoked, I did it all. But I lost, you know, a lot of so-called friends once I stopped. Changed my phone number so people weren't contacting me about the shit. Me personally, I am a felon as of now. So I couldn't smoke weed right now anyways, but I personally love marijuana. That's my thing. So, like I said, I don't go out to bars. I don't do that thing. I don't go to the clubs. I can't do that. It's kind of crazy because, like, if you knew me personally when I was a heroin addict, dude, I was a pretty raw, hardcore dude, man. Like, I did some shit, like, some crazy shit. Robbing people, stealing from people, catching theft charges, catching a credit fraud, catching, like, or bouncing checks like a fucking basketball. Like, I mean, did it all. You know what I mean? Like, that's why to this day I still don't have a bank account, still don't have any credit, still don't have shit. I almost hope somebody steals my identity because they're going to inherit a shit ton of debt. So, go ahead, identity stealer, take mine. But point is, you know, it's like, if I wasn't where I'm at right now, I would probably still be smoking weed sitting at home because, like I said, I can't go. I'm too nervous. You know, I don't like going out to bars or clubs or going out and getting wild. You know, every once in a while it's cool to go to a concert and get buck wild or go ape shit. You know, it's all right. Done it a couple times, but nah, I can't do it. You know, I found myself doing all my drinking before I was 21, and then once I turned 21, I wasn't even drinking anymore. Shit, done went through that phase. That's when the painkillers started real hard. I mean, I was doing them in high school, but once 21 hit, you know, that's when I was like, yep, it's time to upgrade. Let's do something heavy. Like, just the way it went, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. As for, like, just, I mean, I don't even know, you know, it's wild. The world, the way it is right now, is a very depressing place. You know, people get down, like, I get down, and it's like, I have nothing to show for, you know, what I've done or where my work, you know, I have nothing to show for it. But I mean, if we look at the reality in which we live in right now, it's designed to where you cannot have anything to show. I mean, you can, but, you know, if you do that and you have something to show for it, like where you're at, it's like you're missing out on something else. You know what I mean? So it basically comes down to, do you want the materialistic shit to show what you have, like from where you've been and what you've done and how you've accomplished this or that? Do you want that? Or would you rather have the people that are closest to you and, you know, your livelihood that way? You know, I hope it's coming across clear. But the world's a depressing place, and it's set up to be that way, you know. Talk about it all the time, like the money, our currency, it cannot exist without debt. Debt doesn't exist without it. Yeah, you know, it does. It's true. And yeah, it's just, you know, the world's a depressed place. It's craziness, you know. Man, I should probably cut this live stream here in a second, you know what I mean? It's been going on for a long time. Ain't nobody gonna watch this whole thing, especially with me rambling sporadically. You're gonna be like, what the hell is this? First 5 minutes, there was like 2 people, including me. So yeah. But yeah, I'll throw my email in here. Actually, I'll just give it out right now. It's Phil, PHILMJE, James, if Richie ever invited me to do a live stream or something with him, I would flip my shit. I know, he says it all the time. I'm just an asshole with a laptop, you know. He says it all the time. But man, I have mad respect for that guy. He always says how much of an asshole he is in person and how most of us probably wouldn't even like him. Nah, I don't think so. That guy's into all the same shit I am. Yeah, he's basically, I idolize that dude, man. He's a badass. I like him. He's a hardcore dude. And I see a lot, like, I feel like I'm kind of trailed in his footsteps a little bit from what I've heard or know, as in, like, gone through some hardcore shit, have cleaned our acts up, and then are in a better position now, and have been awake and looking at the shit around, like, what the hell? Like, so, you know what I mean? I like that guy a lot. I feel like he is a legit dude. And see, that's the worst part. People act like, you know, he isn't transparent. Like, that dude he's pretty effing transparent from what I can see. He's pretty effing legit from what I can see. Will do. Thank you. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut this live stream. Here, I'll give my email one more time because I didn't finish it. Would it help if I wrote it down? Who knows? Here, let's do that. Sorry. Ha! God, I'm a jackass. Ha ha ha! I hate my life. Look at that. Straight up backwards. Well, here. If you can manage to write this backwards, I didn't think about that. God, I'm an idiot. So stupid. No, okay, so here, I'll do it backwards for y'all anyways. Phil, P-H-I-L-M-J-E, James, J-A-M-E-S, 77 at gmail.com. God, I'm an idiot. Straight up backwards. Maybe I should write it backwards. I mean, I can write and read backwards, I think, but appreciate that. Yeah, feel free to shoot me an email, because then I can, I'll save yours, you know. Anybody else, same thing, you know, you guys ever want to kick the shit about some truth, feel free to shoot that email in email. I'm pretty good about responding to comments, to messages, like emails, you know, I'm pretty good about it. As long as it's people, you know, I care to respond to, not some punk-ass troll. Even then, I find them getting under my skin sometimes, and then I do shit I shouldn't do and respond to them, even though it's completely pointless, more than likely. And yeah, I hope it, you know, I hope we continue to grow on this channel. I hope we do. And I hope that I'm capable of making, I hope I'm capable of growing, like making better videos as time goes by. I need to go get another computer. I had a laptop there for a minute. I actually went, because like I just said, you know, I destroyed my life and everything, like credit-wise, money-wise. So I have no bank, no nothing, you know what I mean? I have nothing but debt. So the only way for me to go, like, get a computer or to get a loan or to do something that involves money, I have to go to places like Rent-A-Center and pay weekly payments or bi-weekly payments to own something, you know what I mean? And that shit is brutal, man. They gave the first laptop they gave me, it was supposed to be 1 terabyte storage and 8 gigs of mem, right? The first laptop they gave me was 500 gigs of storage and then only 4 gigs of memory. So I'm like, what the hell? This isn't even what I asked for, and I'm paying for what I asked for. And then I go back, throw a fit, complain. And sure as shit, you know, I get a better laptop, but it still wasn't even what I originally wanted. So I'm sitting here making payments on something that wasn't even what I was supposed to get. And finally I gave up, and I'm like, oh, what's up, dog? But yeah, Adam Keller in the house. What's good, bro? How you been? I know him personally. He's a cool dude. He's a hardcore mofo too, I'll tell you that. That dude don't play. He's savage, dog. Oh, shit. Yeah, you could do that, Ashley. You ain't got to share you. I mean, you could always just record your geoengineered sky like I started doing. Shit's everywhere. Wait, aren't you... South Carolina? Is that where you're at? Or where you're around, Ashley? If I'm remembering properly, I hope I am. Or, no, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. I'm sorry. You might not even have said. Kelly might be South Carolina. Make sure you let me know if you start sharing your geoengineered skies, because I will subscribe. Yeah, it wasn't bad, you know. I made a video about how much bullshit Thanksgiving is in the first place, just from, you know, what we did to Native Americans or European ancestors. How they came in and started poisoning, raping, and killing Native Americans. But, you know, other than that, yeah, it was pretty cool. Went and hung out with some family I haven't seen forever because of my drug vacation that I took for like 12 years. Something like that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, anybody on here wants to shoot topics, articles, links, whatever, shoot it to my email. It was in here. Like I said, I'll save it, you know, and I'm pretty good about responding. And yeah, I'll keep it real and I'll keep it truthful. The stream is, damn, it's an hour and a half of me rambling. Thank you guys for sticking in here for so long, because I don't feel like I'm that interesting. So it makes me feel better. So I appreciate that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Portland, Oregon, hell yeah. That's what's up. Actually, you know what? No, never mind. I was going to say, my boss has a cabin out there, but no, he has a cabin in Idaho. Right there, though. Pretty cool. Pretty righteous. But yeah, so, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this before it hits an actual hour and 30. Long-ass live stream, man. Can't believe it. Like I said, again, thank you to all you who watched and stuck around in here. I appreciate that. I just never felt like, you know, a live stream of mine that lasted this long, people would actually watch. So I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. We're going to continue to grow, hopefully. We're going to continue to pump the videos out on this channel. And then, hey, if I have any gamers out there, I might even start a gaming channel. Maybe. Because I like to pick shit out of video games. I only play like one video game as it is. I play basically one, maybe two, you know. I play Fallout 4 and any other Fallout game when I get another PS3. But I'm like all about the Bethesda stuff, you know what I mean? So Fallout series and the Elder Scrolls series. That's what I'm on. And there's so much symbolism in both of those. It's unbelievable. Oh my Lord. So crazy. So crazy. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Might start another channel. I know that Guy Games Exposed does symbolism on video games and stuff. That's a pretty cool channel, too. But, yeah. Like I said, feel free to email me, y'all. Yeah, there you go, Adam. That's what's up. Elder Scrolls is where it's at. I'm still more of a Fallout guy, though, myself. I like rolling into places and busting caps. You know what I'm saying? Blowing holes into mutated animals and raiders. That's my thing. F you gunners. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing, though, you know. I like the apocalyptic nuclear fallout scene. EMP, like, pulse grenade, nuke throwing fallout shit. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's turned into a video game chat real quick. But, yeah, you know what I mean? So, anybody, you know, like I said, you want to throw a topic my way, feel free. Email's in here. I will put it in the description if I have the option to. I don't know if I do after our live stream. Anything else I need to say before we end this? Thank you guys to all of you who joined in here and watched this. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Sorry, that was another phone call. Another video will be out here tonight, hopefully. I just had 2 phone calls in a row, so I'm going to go ahead and end this. But all right, y'all. Peace.